This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
What's up, everyone? This is Welcome Red Pill here. Today's quick topic I'm going to be talking about is how people force people to like them, or they force friendships or relationships to seem like it's genuine when it's not. Welcome Red Pill here. Brand new topic, brand new video. Let me know what your thoughts are. Share your comments down below. All is welcome, and God bless once again to a brand new topic. Okay, so here I go. So anywho, you guys may understand that forced relationships is never my cup of tea. Forced friendships is never my cup of tea. If I know the conversation is going to go south and it's not going to go anywhere, I am not going to be interested in any longer engaging in that conversation. For example, I'm talking with a guy who's a big sports fan, right? He may be intrigued by how I dress, or he may assume that I'm a sports fan. He would start the conversation about, hey, you watched the game last night? And when I'll politely tell him, no, I'm not really into sports, he gives me a weird look. And true story, this actually happened. The moment he just gives you a weird look, he would just be like, well, what do you do? Do you play sports? Are you into sports? Do you like sports? They ask all these questions and you just answer their question. I'm not into sports. That's just point blank. If someone is not into something, then there are many cases they're not going to be into many other things. Video games, anime, anything, you name it. We're all different. Some people believes in their mindset, in their false world, their false reality. They believe that people around them should think the same way as them, or especially a man thinking another man should be the exact same way. You can't force anyone to think the exact same way as you if you wouldn't want the same thing being done to you. Treat others how you would want to be treated. Then people don't seem to understand why they're going through crap, why they're alone, why they're pissed off all the time, and why a lot of people aren't their true friends, or they backstab them, or they play them, or they get played themselves. There's people that could fake the funk. Why do you think there's a lot of men that are players? They pretend to play the game, and how they play the game is that they'll play with another female's emotions, and everything that the woman think that she got in common with the guy turns out to be false. I had a lot of coworkers and male colleagues and friends who spoke like this. I even witnessed it. A lot of them plays the game. They play the game by pretending they're interested, by saying, oh yeah, me too, I'm into Batman, or I'm into this team. But that's a headache. Even one of them said it, and at least he was honest. I give him credit for that. Old colleague of mine, he said being a player is hard. He said being a player is hard. It's difficult. It's a headache. It's draining. But he said, you know what he said? It's addicting. I like it. It's obvious. Action speaks louder than words, right? Especially if you don't want to change and a man shows you what he's about right now at that moment, that's what he's representing. Most people will change only for the right person when they choose to change for that person that they wish to be with or to be right by. It's just point blank. If someone's not into your conversation like that, you can't be upset or get angry that you're not being validated, or feeling like they're the weird one, or there's something wrong with them. No, something's wrong with you. I can relate. I could definitely relate. I have family members that feels like I have to exactly be just like them. This is why I cut a lot of people off of my life completely. There's a lot of people I no longer talk to, no longer associate with, or speak with at all because there's no point. We both have a different view on the world. If you don't want to be around certain people, then don't force people that you want to change for you, to do things on your terms. That's called being controlling. You're a controller. You're showing insecurity signs that you have some controlling mechanism going on, that you're a control freak. A lot of women puts that red signal or false alarm in their heads to know that, hey, this guy might be a stalker or he might be abusive. They could think all these things. A lot of men may be offended by another woman telling them this, but it's the truth. Be thankful that someone tells you the truth instead of lying to you in your face and leading you on, because there's women that will be a player as well. Men is not the only one that could be players. There's women that could play men as well. Play with your heart, your money, everything, your time. They could be like a thief in the night. You wouldn't know it until they're gone. This is how fallen deep a lot of men are. And that's why they become simps. They let another woman walk all over them. The term simp stands for a fool. A fool is also a simpleton. Someone that doesn't know any better. They keep touching the stove while it's hot, and they don't know any better to keep their hands off the stove while it's on. But every time when the fire is on, it's so pretty, it's so beautiful, but I can't help but put my hands on the stove and continuously getting myself burnt. Okay? That's how the addiction is. Now, another example. Okay? I had a colleague, right? He asked me if I was into hip-hop rap because somehow his ignorance kicked in. To me, in my opinion, a lot of people that assume that a lot of black people or all black people thinks the exact same way, you're ignorant and you're being racist or stereotypical. There's people within my own race who judge me for being a certain way. Oh, I'm not thug enough. I'm not cool enough. I'm a weirdo for liking rock or listening to different types of music. I like all musics, all over the rainbow. I'm an open-minded brother. But some brothers doesn't seem to like that. They don't seem to like that. So they try to make fun of you or throw shade to make you feel bad about the things that you like. You get where I'm coming from? If someone is into you, there is nothing that they are going to change about you. They could just question it. They'll ask questions. Other than that, that's as far as it's going to go. If you feel like someone's controlling you or controlling your life and you feel like you can't breathe or do much with yourself, and you thought about, hey man, when I was single, I did A, B, and C. Now that I'm taken, I can't even do this. At least when you're in a relationship, bring the hobbies that you was already doing and the life that you was doing into the new relationship. Because that will tell the other person that, hey, I know what this man was all about. I know what this woman was all about. This is what they brought to the table. Their career and their life is not going to change unless they choose to change it for me. But if they're already at a point in life where, hey, I'm looking for a partner or a relationship, someone to build with at the same time while I'm building a business, and they're not playing around, they're not partying and drinking, then you already got yourself covered. You're already good. You already know what she's going to bring into the relationship automatically because she's ready for that, if that's what you're looking for. Okay? And I don't mean to make this conversation go south or go a different direction, but you should know in the end of the day, forced conversations and friendships never works with strangers if they are not interested. You may like anime, the person or the girl you're talking to might not like anime. She might think you're lame or a weirdo. Move on. This dude that you're trying to be friends with, you think he's cool, but he doesn't find you cool. Move on. This woman is trying to get this guy's attention, but then she figures out he's not the guy that I thought he'd be. He's a player. Back off. He's not into you. This goes for friendships, family members, relationships, all that. You could be related to someone by blood, but at the same time, if you guys grow apart and you have a completely different mindset, it does not mean anything. They're just another person that you used to know. They're nobody. They're just like a stranger. And I'm just being real deep here. People may not like the things I'm saying, but I'm just being honest. I'm like this because I accepted reality for what it is. Family, friends or not does not mean anything unless the person shows and they are willing to understand you, because they could relate to you on a lot of different levels, especially realistically, because people that could also relate to each other and keep up a conversation are not only those who has things in common. You could also share the same life experiences. You could also share the same interests. You could also share the same hobbies, the same goals. That can motivate you. That drives people a lot more. If two people are going a completely different direction, there's gonna always be a clash involved. There's gonna always be a clash. You have completely different mindsets. You going to different phases and different routes. There's gonna always be a clash. This is why it's better to leave a lot of people alone. You cannot force a friendship or a relationship with people that has no interest in the same things you're interested in, or that especially they can't not relate it to you, or they can't relate anything to you. Like I was saying earlier about how I was judged by a lot of brothers within the black community and sisters, calling me lame, a nerd, a geek. They don't know how to handle it. That's why I've always stood out of the crowd, and I was always to myself, or I hung out with other nerds. I hung out with other people that could understand what I'm going through. Even if we don't have things in common, we could have experiences in common to become friends, to understand. That's how far a lot of things can go. It comes as a natural step, a natural process. Sugar and coffee goes together. Cream and milk goes together. Cream with juice does not blend or go together very well. You can't force things to combine. Even if you do, when you taste it, it leaves an awful taste in your mouth. It doesn't blend in well. Just like many relationships today, no matter what they are. This is all I gotta say. This is Woken Red Pill here. Peace out. Let me know what you think.